When the billionaire found his son's biological mother, I was being hunted by kidnappers hired by my ex's new fiancé. Of course, I didn't recognize him, I just knew he could save me. Without hesitation, I ran straight toward him. Please, I begged, help me. Frederick, sheltered beneath his bodyguard's umbrella, stood indifferent. He nudged my hand aside with the tip of his polished shoe. And why should I help you? His voice was cold, almost amused. I hesitated, biting my lip before replying, Mr. Elwood, if you help me now, I'll do anything you want. Frederick laughed softly, mocking me. He bent down, lifting my chin to meet my gaze. His eyes, narrow and cold, held an unsettling curiosity. You should know, I'm not as gentle as Hudson, he warned. I steadied my voice. As long as I get out of here unharmed, I'll do whatever it takes. He patted my cheek dismissively before standing up and addressing his bodyguard. Sterling, can you handle these guys? Sterling nodded silently and cracked his knuckles, heading out into the rain. Later, in the back of the Bentley, I sat huddled under a towel, trembling despite the air conditioning. The distant wail of sirens told me I was safe now, but Frederick's presence beside me still made me uneasy. He hadn't seemed to care about me at first, his gaze fixed on the window. Do you know who did this? He asked, breaking the silence. I think I do, I replied. Who? He pressed, clearly intrigued. Hudson's fiancé, I said. Smart girl, Frederick murmured, nodding. The past weeks replayed in my mind, strange knocks on my door, angry families at the hospital, threatening messages, and faulty brakes on my car. Someone had been trying to push me out of town. I dropped my gaze, sadness swelling within me. Hudson and I had grown up together, and he'd promised to marry me. But now, things had changed. We arrived at Klausgate Villa, a lavish neighborhood in Everstone, where everything felt out of place for me. After a quick shower, I found Frederick lounging on the sofa, his posture casual but his eyes sharp as they studied me. I wore only an oversized white shirt, feeling vulnerable. Come here, he said, motioning for me to approach. I did as told, the shirt rustling around me. He looked me over, his gaze intense, his voice calm. Take it off. I hesitated, meeting his unflinching stare. After a long moment, I reluctantly slipped off the shirt. Standing exposed before him, his eyes wandered over my skin, taking in the bruises from the kidnapping. Why wouldn't Hudson want someone as beautiful as you? He asked, a strange tenderness in his voice. I'm just ordinary, I muttered. He's from the Elwood family, it's natural for him to aim higher. Frederick leaned in, his breath warm against my cheek. Have you ever been with him? No, I said quickly. He chuckled lowly. If he didn't want you, I do. His tone was indifferent, as though he didn't care about my answer. Frederick wasn't gentle, his touch was rough, but after everything I'd been through, it barely registered. I watched him as he circled me, noticing the differences between him and Hudson. They were half-brothers, but they seemed worlds apart. He tilted my chin with a finger. What's bothering you? You and Hudson don't look anything alike, I said, my voice a little quieter than I intended. Frederick's smile was chilling. You're playing with fire. I regretted the words instantly. The cost was high, and the consequences were painful. The next morning, I woke to find Frederick's arm around my waist. I jolted awake, fully aware of the situation. Morning already? He murmured, his voice rough from sleep. I need to get to work, I said, still groggy. Frederick chuckled. You don't seem in a rush. At breakfast, he handed me a set of car keys. Take one to get to work, he